Hello, my friend. Let me tell you a quick story. A woman named Margaret, 74 years old and proud of her tidy kitchen, used to believe that putting everything in the fridge was the safest choice. Peanut butter? In it went. Onions? Of course. Bananas? Absolutely, she thought the cold would keep them from going bad. But what she didn't realize was that these habits, made with love and caution, were slowly working against her. It started with her peanut butter. Hard as a rock, impossible to spread. Her hands, stiff from arthritis, struggled each morning just to make a sandwich. Then came the onions, mushy, moldy, and sour-smelling no matter how carefully she stored them. And the bananas? Black on the outside, stiff and flavorless inside. She felt frustrated, even a little betrayed. She was doing everything right, wasn't she? Margaret's story is not unique. So many of us, especially in our later years, try our best to stay healthy, to do things the safe way. But the truth is, not all foods belong in the refrigerator. In fact, storing the wrong foods cold can ruin nutrients, increase health risks, and make daily tasks harder than they need to be. And at the same time, failing to refrigerate the right foods can open the door to dangerous bacteria, spoilage, and illness, especially for seniors with weaker immunity. Today, we're setting the record straight. We're going to reveal the 3 common foods you should never refrigerate, and why doing so could be quietly harming your body. Then, we'll cover 3 essential foods you must always keep cold, or risk dangerous health consequences. These small changes might just protect your heart, your mind, and your independence. Let's begin. Your fridge might be holding more than leftovers. It could be holding answers. As we age, our bodies change in ways we don't always see, but those changes make a big difference when it comes to food safety and nutrition. One of the most important, and often overlooked, areas is how we store the foods we eat every day. Let's start with something that many seniors face: a weaker immune system. As we grow older, our natural defenses against bacteria and toxins begin to slow down. That means our bodies aren't as quick to fight off infections, and even mild foodborne illnesses can lead to serious complications like dehydration, hospitalization, or long recovery periods. What a younger person might shake off in a day or 2 could knock a senior off their feet for a week, or worse. Then there's digestive efficiency. Older adults tend to produce less stomach acid, which means it's harder to kill harmful bacteria in the gut. Combine that with medications that reduce acid even further, and suddenly, a harmless-looking snack can turn into a real threat. That's why how we store our food becomes more than just a matter of freshness, it becomes a matter of protection. Now, here's the surprising part: not all food belongs in the refrigerator. You've probably been told that cold is safer. And while refrigeration can slow bacterial growth, it's not always beneficial, especially for certain natural, nutrient-dense foods. Take some fruits, for example. When you refrigerate them, you disrupt their natural ripening process. Enzymes shut down. Nutrients begin to degrade. Antioxidants disappear. In some cases, chilling certain foods can even create harmful chemical reactions, like oxidation in oils or mold growth in moist environments. For someone trying to stay sharp, mobile, and well-nourished after 60, this matters more than ever. There's also the issue of physical changes. Have you ever tried to spread cold peanut butter on soft bread? It's stiff, unyielding, and can be downright painful for someone with arthritis or reduced hand strength. Or have you noticed how a refrigerated onion gets mushy, leaks liquid, and starts to smell? That's not just unpleasant, it's a sign that the food is breaking down and possibly growing bacteria that could harm you. And yet, some foods must be refrigerated, or else they become breeding grounds for bacteria. Cooked meats, dairy products, and leafy greens are all highly perishable. When not kept below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, they can quickly become unsafe, especially in warm kitchens or during hot seasons. The problem is, Spoiled food doesn't always look spoiled. It might still smell fine or look okay on your plate, but the bacteria inside could already be multiplying. What does this all mean? It means your refrigerator is a powerful tool, but only when used correctly. Knowing which foods thrive in the cold and which ones suffer from it is a key part of protecting your body from illness, preserving essential nutrients, and making your meals safer and more enjoyable. So in the next part, we'll walk you through 3 popular foods that should never go in your fridge, no matter how tempting it might be. And after that, we'll show you the 3 that absolutely must. These small changes in your kitchen could make a big difference in your health, energy, and even peace of mind. Let's dive into the first food mistake, starting with something as simple and familiar as peanut butter. 1. Peanut butter, a comfort food that suffers in the cold. Let's start with something almost every senior has in the pantry: peanut butter. It's nostalgic, comforting, and packed with protein and healthy fats. But if you've been storing it in the refrigerator, thinking it would last longer or stay fresh, there's something you need to know: you're actually doing more harm than good, especially to your hands and your health. When peanut butter is kept cold, the oils begin to harden and separate. It turns from creamy and spreadable to stiff and chunky, making it a real challenge for older adults with arthritis or reduced hand strength. The simple joy of making a sandwich becomes a frustrating, painful task. And for many seniors, that task, eating a snack, preparing lunch, is part of a treasured daily rhythm. When that rhythm is disrupted, the loss is more than just physical. It's emotional. But there's a deeper issue, too. Peanut butter contains monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil and avocados. These fats are delicate. When you repeatedly move peanut butter in and out of cold temperatures, it can trigger oxidation, breaking down those fats and turning a healthy food into one that may contribute to inflammation and artery stress. Even worse, cold storage can lead to a loss of vitamin E, a critical antioxidant that supports memory and protects your brain cells from age-related damage. For seniors, this quiet nutrient loss can add up over time. The solution? Keep your peanut butter in a cool, dark pantry. Sealed tightly, it will stay creamy, nutrient-rich, and easy to enjoy, just the way it should be. 2. Onions, a kitchen staple that turns dangerous when chilled. Now let's talk about onions, the unsung heroes of countless meals. Whether it's a hearty stew, a sizzling stir-fry, or a comforting soup, onions bring flavor, warmth, and depth. But put them in the fridge, and that trusted ingredient can quickly become a hidden health hazard. Onions are meant to be stored in dry, dark, well-ventilated places. When you place whole onions in the cold, humid environment of a refrigerator, moisture begins to seep beneath their papery skin. Over time, this leads to mold growth, bacterial contamination, and a soggy, slimy texture that's easy to miss until it's too late. For older adults, this isn't just about flavor or consistency. Mold and bacteria are serious threats, especially when the body's immune system isn't what it used to be. Even slight exposure can lead to digestive distress or inflammatory flare-ups that linger far longer than they should. But there's more. Onions are rich in quercetin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that helps reduce joint pain and may protect against heart disease. When refrigerated, onions begin to break down at a cellular level, losing quercetin and other vital flavonoids. That means a food that should help you feel better could slowly become empty of its benefits. And let's not forget the emotional impact. When your onions go soft or start smelling strange, it's easy to lose trust in the food you used to rely on. That small doubt in your kitchen can grow. Instead, store onions in a dry basket away from sunlight. Keep them breathable and room temperature, and they'll continue to nourish, not harm. 3. Bananas, a sweet fruit that loses its power in the fridge. There's something deeply comforting about a banana. It's soft, sweet, and easy on the stomach, an ideal snack for many older adults. Bananas offer quick energy, potassium to support heart health, and antioxidants that help protect the brain. But here's the surprising truth: putting bananas in the refrigerator can quietly erase many of their most important benefits. At first glance, chilled bananas may seem harmless. The peel turns dark, but the fruit inside looks fine. However, that dark skin is actually a sign of cold injury. Bananas are tropical fruits, never meant to be stored in low temperatures. When placed in the fridge, the enzymes that help ripen the banana shut down. This halts the natural conversion of starch into sugar, leaving the banana oddly firm, bland, and less satisfying. But the bigger issue lies beneath the surface. Bananas contain dopamine and catechins, natural antioxidants that reduce inflammation, protect the brain, and support emotional well-being. These compounds are sensitive to cold. When chilled, their levels drop dramatically. What was once a brain-boosting, heart-loving snack becomes a dull, diminished fruit. For seniors especially, this nutrient loss matters. You might not notice it with your eyes or taste buds, but your body does. And worse, overripe bananas stored in the fridge can trap moisture under the skin near the stem, leading to mold growth, a serious concern for those with weakened immunity. The fix is simple: store bananas at room temperature, ideally hanging or in an open fruit bowl. If they ripen too fast, peel and freeze them for smoothies. But don't let the cold rob them, or you, of their true value. Now that we've uncovered 3 everyday foods you should never place in the fridge, let's shift our focus. Because just as some items suffer in the cold, others become downright dangerous without it. In this next section, we'll explore 3 essential foods that absolutely must be kept cold, or they risk turning into breeding grounds for harmful bacteria, losing their vital nutrients, or triggering serious health issues for seniors. These are foods that protect your body, but only when stored the right way. Let's continue. 4. Cooked meats and leftovers. Keep them cold or risk silent danger. There's something especially comforting about a home-cooked meal: roast chicken, baked fish, or a pot of stew simmered with care. For many seniors, leftovers aren't just convenient, they're a symbol of independence, resourcefulness, and the ability to feed yourself on your own terms. But here's a critical truth: if those leftovers, especially cooked meats, aren't refrigerated promptly, they can turn dangerous, fast. Most people don't realize that cooking food doesn't eliminate all risk. In fact, once meat begins to cool, bacteria like Listeria, Salmonella, and Clostridium perfringens can begin multiplying within just 2 hours at room temperature. These bacteria don't always change the look or smell of food, which makes them even more deceptive. For seniors, this isn't just about a stomach ache. A mild case of food poisoning in a younger person might pass in a day or 2. But in older adults, a weakened immune system and slower digestion mean symptoms can be more severe, ranging from dehydration and dizziness to confusion or even hospitalization. What's more, symptoms may show up subtly: a low fever, weakness, or joint flare-ups that don't seem connected to food at all. But inside, your body is fighting a battle it never should have faced. The solution? Refrigerate cooked meats and leftovers within 2 hours. Store them in airtight containers, label the date, and eat them within 3 to 4 days. When in doubt, throw it out. Cold storage here isn't optional, it's protective. In these moments, the fridge becomes your ally in preserving health, memory, and peace of mind. 5. Dairy products: soft, familiar, and surprisingly risky when warm. There's a deep sense of comfort in dairy. A splash of milk in your coffee, a slice of cheese with lunch, a spoonful of yogurt to settle your stomach, these are habits built over a lifetime. But what many seniors don't realize is this: when dairy isn't kept cold, it becomes one of the most dangerous foods in your kitchen. Milk, cheese, yogurt, they're all rich in protein, calcium, and essential vitamins like B12 and D, nutrients that support bones, memory, and energy. But they're also incredibly perishable. When left out of refrigeration, even for just a few hours, they quickly become breeding grounds for bacteria such as Listeria and E. coli. The problem is, these bacteria aren't always visible. Spoiled dairy might not smell sour or look spoiled. But for older adults with a weakened immune system and reduced stomach acid, these invisible threats can cause severe digestive distress, joint inflammation, or dangerous dehydration. Even more troubling is how this risk creeps in. A half-finished glass of milk left on the table, a yogurt container returned to the fridge too slowly. These moments seem harmless, but they can lead to days of discomfort or worse. The fix? Refrigerate dairy immediately after use. Your fridge should stay below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Store dairy in airtight containers, keep it toward the back of the fridge where temperatures are most stable, and always check expiration dates. For seniors, cold isn't just about taste, it's about safety. When handled properly, dairy supports your strength and stability. When neglected, it can quickly take both away. 6. Leafy greens, powerhouse nutrition that depends on cold. Leafy greens may look delicate, but they're nutritional giants. A handful of spinach in your morning eggs, a crisp romaine salad at lunch, or a side of sautéed kale with dinner, these simple additions offer major benefits. But here's the catch: if you don't keep your greens cold, you may be losing everything that makes them valuable. Unlike pantry foods or hearty root vegetables, leafy greens start to break down within hours of being exposed to warm temperatures. Their leaves begin to wilt, their nutrients start to disappear, and moisture begins to collect, especially if stored in a plastic bag on the counter or in a container that doesn't breathe. The consequences go far beyond soggy lettuce. Greens are rich in folate, vitamin K, lutein, and antioxidants that protect your brain, support strong bones, and maintain healthy vision. But those nutrients are highly temperature sensitive. If not kept cold, they fade quickly, turning a once healing food into little more than fiber. Worse still, the warm, moist environment inside wilted greens is perfect for harmful bacteria like Listeria and E. coli, pathogens that can trigger serious illness in older adults. And because spoiled greens often look only slightly off, many people don't realize the risk until their body starts reacting. To protect their benefits, store your greens properly. Wrap them gently in paper towels to absorb moisture, place them in a breathable bag, and keep them in your refrigerator's crisper drawer. Handled with care, leafy greens can nourish your mind, your muscles, and your long-term vitality. Just don't let their power go to waste by leaving them out in the warm. Let's return to Margaret, the woman we met at the beginning. After watching a video much like this one, she took a closer look at her kitchen. Slowly, over the course of a few days, she made small but thoughtful changes. She moved her peanut butter out of the fridge and into the pantry. She placed her onions in a dry basket on the counter. She let her bananas ripen naturally, just like she used to do when her children were small. At the same time, she checked the temperature in her refrigerator, tossed out old leftovers, and reorganized her dairy and greens so everything stayed fresh and safe. Within a week, she noticed something subtle but powerful: her meals felt easier, her digestion improved, and she wasn't as fatigued after eating. That's no accident. Because food, especially in our later years, isn't just fuel. It's information. It tells our body how to feel, how to function, and how to heal. Too often, we believe that our aches, our brain fog, or our digestive trouble are just part of getting older. But the truth is, some of these challenges are messages, gentle nudges from the body telling us that something needs attention. And sometimes, the solution isn't complicated. It's not another pill. It's not a new diet. It's just a smarter way of storing the food we already eat. When we refrigerate the wrong items, like peanut butter, onions, or bananas, we may be unintentionally weakening the very nutrients we rely on to support our minds, hearts, and joints. We may also be making daily tasks harder, forcing ourselves to wrestle with stiff jars, moldy vegetables, or flavorless fruit. These are not small inconveniences. They're tiny stressors that add up, chip away at our energy, and erode our trust in our own routines. And when we forget to chill the foods that do need protection, like meats, dairy, and leafy greens, we take risks we might not even notice until it's too late. For seniors, a bout of food poisoning isn't just uncomfortable. It can mean days of weakness, confusion, or serious complications. But here's the beauty in all of this: these mistakes are fixable. They're not about guilt or shame. They're about awareness, and about reclaiming the power that so many of us feel slipping away as we age. You don't need a fancy kitchen or a complicated system. You just need knowledge, intention, and a little curiosity. Because once you understand which foods thrive in the cold and which suffer from it, your refrigerator stops being a source of confusion and starts becoming a real tool for wellness, clarity, and peace of mind. Small changes. Big difference. That's the promise, and the hope, of this journey. Now that you know the truth, the next step is simple, but powerful. Take just a few minutes today to look through your kitchen with fresh eyes. Not out of fear, but out of awareness. Because what's sitting quietly in your refrigerator or pantry could be working either for your health, or against it. Start small. Move your peanut butter to a cool, dry shelf. Take your onions out of that crisper drawer and let them breathe in a basket. Check where you've placed your bananas. At the same time, open your fridge and look at your cooked leftovers. Are they sealed, labeled, and stored properly? Are your dairy products tucked safely in the back where the temperature is more stable? How are your leafy greens holding up? Are they limp and wet, or crisp and vibrant? These aren't just cleaning tasks. These are acts of self-care. They're small decisions that, when repeated over time, protect your energy, support your digestion, preserve your memory, and reduce inflammation. In this season of life, every healthy habit adds up, and that includes how we store our food. If you find it helpful, make a short list. Write down 3 foods you should never refrigerate and 3 that must always be kept cold. Tape it to your refrigerator door or inside your pantry. Let it serve as a gentle reminder, for you, and for anyone else in your home who might help with meals. And don't keep this information to yourself. Share it with someone you love, a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, or even your adult children. These small changes can protect more than one household. You never know when a simple tip like this might save someone from a difficult illness or give them a better day. Because this isn't just about what's in your fridge. It's about the choices you make every day to care for yourself, with wisdom, purpose, and heart. Your health matters. Your routines matter. And your knowledge has power. Let's quickly recap the essential takeaways from today's video. There are 3 foods you should never refrigerate. 1. Peanut butter. Cold temperatures make it hard to spread and degrade its heart-healthy fats and vitamin E. 2. Onions. Humidity in the fridge leads to mold, texture loss, and reduced anti-inflammatory nutrients like quercetin. 3. Bananas. Refrigeration halts ripening, ruins flavor, and reduces powerful antioxidants that protect your brain. And 3 foods you must always keep cold. 1. Cooked meats and leftovers. Without refrigeration, harmful bacteria can multiply within just 2 hours. 2. Dairy products, milk, cheese, and yogurt spoil quickly and can trigger serious health issues if left out. 3. Leafy greens. Warmth destroys nutrients like folate and vitamin K, while moisture invites dangerous bacteria. These aren't just kitchen tips, they're small, protective habits that directly impact your strength, safety, and quality of life. Remember, store smart to stay strong. Take charge of your fridge and pantry today, because every small step you take can help you live longer, feel better, and stay independent.